Hello YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Last time we landed on Minmus with a station and collected some science data and started processing it in the lab. Now it's going to take a while to process in the lab, so I figured we'd do a few other things in the meantime while it's processing. We also still have the probe heading out to Duna. Let's say on escape trajectory out of sun, because it's definitely not leaving the sun, or it shouldn't be. I mean, this is only hours away from Minmus at this point. Alright, maybe not hours, days. But eight days. Let's just check in on it. Yeah, so here we are. Same kind of base launcher that we took the station to Minmus with. Although this one is quite a bit more fuel, mostly because well, it's quite a lot lighter vehicle. You're actually able to boost out of kerbin orbit with all of this, still having fuel left, where we had to basically start in on this stage to even start heading out to Minmus with our big station. But like I said, it's a much smaller and lighter probe. Anyway, we have about 280 days before we need to start worrying about anything here. So let's head back to the Space Center. So, let's take a look at our astronauts. We have one scientist right now. And we kind of need two scientists if we're going to put another station on the moon. We also need a pilot because I want to keep Jeb for bringing everyone back. And our tires are going to be expensive. So I was hoping we wouldn't need to hire anyone, that we could actually just rescue some people. Hey, Gene. But just looking right now, we can rescue someone from the sun, but that's probably not going to work out. I was hoping there'd be someone in kerbin orbit, or maybe even moon orbit. So I'm thinking of just sending Jeb up and getting him ready to bring the guys back from Minmus, because well, I bet that station could lift off, but it's really not designed to return. It doesn't have any heat shields or parachutes or anything like that. So I think I am going to basically have Jeb go up there. We still have the seismic surveys contract. And actually, if you look here, so we have form visual surveys. So maybe we can do these too. So let's take those. You know, while we're at it, we can get some science from around kerbin. Yeah, a little bonus. Help pay for the engines or the fuel or something. Just need to take some science when we reach orbit of Kerbin.
Aha!
Now let's see. We got 2 VIPs, and they both just want to orbit Kerbin. We're gonna give them a little more for their money, and actually take them all the way to Minmus. It will be a little bit of a bonus cash. And all we have to do is fit a hitchhiker container, or an extra one. So I am gonna go design a ship for this, and I will be. Actually, let's look at any thing here at the R&D department. What can we get? The specialized controls here's model propellant. I don't think we really need those at this point. Supersonic flight's not going to help us. That may help us, but I'm not sure how exactly. I'm going to take it. We're down to 500. You know, I think I'm going to take those as well. Everything else is more spaceship parts, although the large arrow shell would be kind of nice. Spaceship aircraft parts. Spaceship. Inline. Microtron. That was supposed to be inline docking port? That's a... Oh. Alright. These are just some girders beyond that. Another docking port. Nuclear engine. That's harder to use now, and it's not quite the efficiency that it used to be before 1.0. So I think we can't get 2 things on this here. We can only get 1. This science tech. I think this will help us more than anything else. So I'll be right back with a ship, and we'll head off to Minmus. See ya in a second. Okay, we are back with the Surveyor 1. This is our new rocket that will be going to Minmus and taking quite a bit along with it. Well, first off, at the top here we have the whole lander section. This will be landing on the surface of Minmus. It's got scientific instruments, including the newly acquired, well, surface scanning module. Also, we have 8 parachutes on it, and actually even 1 drogue chute, because we should be coming home eventually with the entire crew of the science lab that is now up there, the station. So we want to make sure they're safe, so we got a lot of parachutes and a drogue chute. It has a docking port on top, and some landing legs. And the docking port is because we're also taking this. This will be left in orbit. It's going to be a satellite of sorts, and it has the surveying scanners on it, so we'll be able to scan the whole surface it has some solar arrays, and in here is a command probe pod, whatever you want to call it. I guess they don't actually have it's a probe core, so that this will be able to stay in orbit and keep itself oriented. It's also got a pair of batteries, but this is going to act as sort of a refueling for maybe this mission, or maybe future missions. It's got a docking port on each side, and it's got some RCS. Actually, that reminds me, I did not put on RCS thrusters on this. So just to make docking with this easier, we'll have 2 sets of RCS thrusters, so this can hold its position or maneuver as needed to aid in docking. Docking ports are on the opposite side of these. We may need to pull in the solar panels, but I hopefully designed this so that the nose of this will miss the solar panels when they're extended. Below is kind of an optimized version of the launcher from last time. Instead of having a 4 bigger fuel tanks and then a mainsail engine, we have another one of these twin bore engines. That should get us 2 things. One, it has more thrust than the mainsail, so we should not have as much problems once we're higher up in the atmosphere due to lack of thrust. The other thing is, this is overall less fuel by about one of these containers. One of these containers is roughly equivalent to one of the orange ones. So this starts off with 2880 liquid fuel. The orange tank is also 2880 liquid fuel. This is a little more than, so we're actually down by more fuel, but it's more thrust. So instead of having to take a long high arc, we should be able to get up to about 80 instead of having to go to 100, 120. But it's more thrust, so we should have less problems. And I just wish these angles actually contain fuel. They don't. They're under structural for aerodynamics. Where are they? There they are, under structural. They're just empty. Even if it held, half as much as an orange tank. Actually, probably even a little less than half of an orange tank. It would still be something. The one problem is aerodynamics. We got a lot of drag up here. I got some big tail fins down on the bottom. I'm just hoping that will be enough. So, let's lift off. One other thing to mention is the structural supports. Hopefully this won't flex as much. Alright, looks like the sun just set. We are aiming for Minmus, which is out here. Let's set it as our target and get everything ready. Oh, we have Jeb and the 2 tourists, and the hitchhiker container's empty. And we're all ready. So let's pull the camera back a little bit. Turn on SAS. Throttles up at full. And let's lift off in 3, 2, 1. And going up nicely. Let's crossing the sound barrier as we are crossing 10 kilometers. It's on sensitive controls. Maybe that will be spinning a bit. I want to get over to 45. What is going on? More sensitive controls. Nose up, nose up. Back. We are overheating quite a bit. Speed flexing quite a bit. Let's turn on the lights. That does help. I'll leave it like this. We're doing okay though. Our Apple axis is up, almost up to 60 already. Alright, stage. Also away nicely. And tilt way over at this point. That stage, that engine looks rather hot. But, alright, and we are almost already. I'm going to stop up at 80. We are over 1-to-1 thrust to weight ratio, so that's good. Something we did not have with the last launcher. And cut. Quite a bit hot here, but we got some time to let it cool off. Let's plan this maneuver. That's 35, 82. That means we're not quite. Like that. Burn needs to start. Well, now. That plan. Just in time. Well, if we don't more of these fins, though. These fins. What is? Dangerously hot. Gonna throttle down slightly, hopefully, so we don't overheat. That is dangerously up there. We're close to orbit, though. So I guess we'll have to redesign this. Maybe put some of those radiators we have access to. Okay, that means we are in orbit. How close? Wow. Not exactly the orbit we were going for, but you know, I think for our first launch of a rocket, that went about as bad as it could go while still working. We're gonna need to let this cool off for quite a while. We do have a good amount of fuel left, so that should allow us to head off to Minmus. Let's do something here first, though. I'm going to turn off the lights momentarily, and then... There we go. The brakes were triggered to open up our solar panels on both stages and deploy these survey scanners. So let's perform an orbital survey. We must be in a polar... Okay. There goes that. I was hoping to get the scientific data we needed as a survey around Kerbin, but I totally forgot you need to be in a polar orbit. What kind of data don't we have? Well, did that just count? No, these are... Okay, we got one VIP in orbit, another, and suborbital. Hey, so we got all the VIP stuff. Great. Well, that tells us what biome we're over and our latitude and longitude. That's interesting. Probably already in temperatures. So that's like... Let's keep that data. Does that... We need to do those seismic surveys. Transmit or... recover. Transmit. Okay, we have gotten that too now. Didn't really get us any science except what the contract gave us, but it's alright. Alright, we need to cool down a bit. We also need to plan how we're getting to Minmus. Gonna add a maneuver here. And see how that does. Not that great. Something like that. Can we find another maneuver here? Why? All right, yeah, this isn't great. So we are gonna try to be visiting while Minmus is near its lowest point in its orbit. That's not too far off. Yeah, that's fine. That's it's not that bad. So we got 24 minutes, and let's just hope we cool off in that time, because I really don't want to be heading out there with overheating parts. Our overheat indicator here did go away. These are starting to come down, but I'd like to see them all disappear. Why is it heating up over here now? Anyhow, a large part did go away. We need to reposition at the moment. And I'm going to turn on our RCS systems. We have quite a bit of RCS. Let's turn off SAS so we continue to rotate. Burn is going to be quite a bit longer than that, because this is going to run out of fuel probably before even halfway, so we probably want to start burning like now. Fortunately, well, we're going to be pointing slightly down. Let's turn on RCS and throttle up. Run out of fuel before this becomes a problem. We're still quite a bit wobbly. We still have some of the structure left. We're starting to get a problem, but here we go. Let's stage. And our heat pellets are, well, I won't say no more, but I don't think we're going to overheat with this. This fuel tank's probably hot, and that's causing the batteries and the probe, that's the stage, to be hot. But other than that, I think we're good. Our gun here is almost done as well. And we have, well, plenty of fuel. We'll probably use about half of it beginning. 2 minutes and into orbit. But that means we still have enough to refuel this lander completely once. Getting close to the end of this burn. We'll have to adjust our following burn. That's pretty good. Yeah. So the timing was different. We want the green, I think. Or do we want the... No, we want the purple. That looks relatively good. And I think that puts us... Well, it doesn't put us into a polar orbit, but it probably puts us close, because you see the green is, if I do this, that probably gets us into even closer to polar orbit. Oh! Don't want it quite that low. That's fine. We're gonna shoot for an orbit like, well, for a path like that. And once we get in orbit, we will adjust so we can get a more polar orbit, so we can take some surface scans and get some new signs. But I think that's gonna be that for this episode. That's KSC Kerbal Space Center. Kind of hard to tell. Yeah. That should be Kerbal Space Center below us. As we head off towards Minmus. That will be it for this time. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. It's more Kerbal Space Program. Thanks for watching.